Alrighty, guys, welcome back to Easel Does It Studio. So today we're gonna try my new plug that I made for this little light. So I tried one. I made this elephant, but the way that the opening was, it was tighter, so it kept pushing the silicone piece down. So it would have been the right height had I been able to finish filling the elephant up. So I'm like, I found one that has a bigger opening. So I'm hoping that one works. But I am going to tint this. I'm going to put a little bit of black. It's just alcohol ink by Let's Resin. And I want it to be opaque, but I want him to have a little bit of color. So I'm just going to we'll try like 3 drops just to give it a little tinge of a color when it's not being lit. So I did run this through the debubbler, but as you can see, I'm making bubbles. All right, so let me probably, we'll put like 3 more drops. So I was so sick on Friday, I did not go to the art walk, which really bummed me out because I haven't been able to make one yet this year. But I was able to do my paint party last night, and that was a huge success, and I am feeling better now. I still am coughing a little bit. I'm like, I don't even know where I got this stupid cold. It's not like I really go anywhere. So, I don't know. Nah, I don't know if that's going to be enough of a tint or not. Oh, let's put a little bit more. Because it always looks darker in where it, when it's deep. So, all right, whatever that color is what we're going to go with. Because I don't want it to be too dark. I just wanted it to kind of be like a gray hue. All right, so it's got a tinge of color, so we're gonna call that good. I am gonna put my gloves on. Just should have had them on already, but oh well, hindsight, All right. So I am going to spray this with alcohol, and I'm going to run it into his little tail that you can see down in there. That little, just making sure that he's coated. So I'm going to pour some in, and then I'm going to squish it around, try to make sure I get that tail. So I'm probably going to fill it. I'm going to probably end up putting too much. I've just got to see the consistency of, so when I put that in, because it's going to displace some of this. So I ended up making 6 ounces. I couldn't remember if this was 5 or 6, so I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go with the 6 to be on the safe side. So I sprayed the alcohol on that, so hopefully we don't get any bubbles. Oh my God, guys, I poured it exact. I it's actually, it's a little bit overflowing right here. So I will show you the other mold on what I was talking about. And I had a feeling once I had poured it, that was what was causing the plug to sink, because these should not sink. All right. So let me wipe that edge. Okay. And I don't want to squeeze it. I'm scared for the tail. I don't want any bubbles in the tail, but I don't want to squeeze it. It is perfect that way. All right. So we have got 2 ounces. So what can we make? That is the question. All right, well, I'm thinking. So this is the elephant that I poured. So see how that, it doesn't like, so I had to move the rubber to get it, and then it didn't want to stay because there was resin on the side, so it kept going under and the resin kept going over the plug. So when you're using these plugs, you have to make sure that you have an opening enough to completely clear the circle. So I used this is the smaller one, this is a little bit larger one. So I'm using the larger one today, and I am just carefully going to move this to my heat mat. All right. All right, so I put the heat mat on, but I also had poured this, so I figured I would demold this with you. And this is just one of the little skulls with the Marabou alcohol ink. Look at how clear that is. There's no bubbles at all. So I'm going to probably dress him up. I'll put some rhinestones in his eyes or something, but yeah. So I will find something to do with this, and let's see. Where is my little elk? Let's do a little elk. We haven't done one of him in a while. All right, so we're gonna get his ears out. And let's put some silver glitter. And I don't want a lot, but I do want to have a little bit of sparkle in him. And let's go ahead and put some crushed crystal. And I am going to put a tiny bit of glue, even though that's a fine glitter. To me, it still sinks, so I'm going to put just a dab of glue to kind of help suspend it. And if I don't have enough to do his ears, then I can just mix up, you know, a little bit more and do his ears. But I think he pretty much takes a little over 2 ounces, but I think the body, all right, 1 little drop. And I didn't even open the spigot a full amount. See how it just thickens that right up? All right. Let's spray him with some alcohol to get the bubbles out. All right, I'm just gonna make sure that his little ears, I'm pinching the little ears, that we don't have any bubbles. My goodness, I think. Just move that. Ooh. Oh. And we have just enough. Do I have enough to do something else? Maybe we have enough to do my little birds. All right, let's try this little bird. Wow, we are just barely gonna make it, guys. Wow. That's what you call not wasting a drop. Alrighty, guys, I'm gonna move this to the heat mat, and I will be back on demold. Alrighty, guys, we are back, and we are gonna see if I made the plug deep enough. That is the key. But we have a few extras here that we're gonna demold first. All right, so let's get our little birdie bird out. Get him turned back the right way. Oh, look. Look at how cute. He is perfect. There's no bubbles at all. Oh, he came out so cute. Oh. And he's trying to fly away. All right, so let's get the ears done on our little elk here. Oh, and look, he came out so good. And that's the back side, no bubbles. All right, so this little guy is a chore to get his little head out. He is, and I keep wanting to get a soapy water bottle down here, and I keep forgetting. So I'm just going to use the alcohol. I haven't had a problem with it getting sticky, or, you know, some people say it gets sticky or whatever, but I haven't had a problem yet. So let's just get his big old noggin out. All right, so let's get the mold flipped back the right way. Let's wipe our little bugger off here. And look how cute. And that's the bottom. Now, I did get my deburring tool in, and I gotta say, I am liking it so far. This is still a little bit bendy, so not quite so much. But when it's hard, it does work really, really good. So let me just trim some of that extra little rubbery bits off. And then I'll get the rest once it's hard. So I was able to spend a couple hours in the pool this afternoon, which was so nice. I needed just a couple of chill afternoon. And then his little ears go in here, and I will glue them in, and we will have a cute little elk to go with my collection. All right, this is what I'm dying to see. All right, so let's get this little beast out. There is just a little bit of overflow, but this guy, they demold pretty good. I'm pleased with my color. Get his big ears out. All right, we'll put him back. I'm really, really liking the color that I chose. All right, so the easiest way that I have found to get the plug out is to use my Cricut tool and just grab the silicone and lift, and it comes right out. Look how easy that comes out. So, and I took my other light and brought it upstairs. So let me get another one out. And it fits perfect, guys. Perfect. All right, so let me... Oh, look at... So what I have learned is, like I had said in the beginning of this video, you have to make sure that when you're using the silicone plug, that there is enough room around the opening for the plug to fit in there. So, for instance, this, and I just got a piece of leftover resin. This is the one that I just made. So when I put this plug in, there's room. You can put it in and out. On the previous one I did, this was the mold. And you can see that you have to move the silicone in order to get that around. It's not going to work because what happens is once this gets silicone on it, it's slippery and then it pokes down and the resin wants to climb over it. So I have learned that when you are going to use these silicone plugs, you need to make sure that your opening is completely open all the way around the silicone plug in order for it to float on the top. So this was an experiment, like I said, but it definitely worked. So there is like some space in there that I could like put some UV resin and fill that in without a problem. But I'm just going to glue it in there because it's going to stay. But look at how stinking cute that is. So I will be listing these plugs and my other one for the fairy lights on my website sometime this week. So if anybody wants to purchase them, I will be listing the link at some point this week. So stay tuned for that. I just think he is absolutely adorable. So I will try to get some pictures in the dark with him. There are a few little micro bubbles underneath his hands, which I'm totally fine with. There's no like big bubbles or anything. He's just really, really cute. So yeah, that is our little experiment that worked mint. I am so pleased that I was able to figure this out thanks to my girlfriend, Michelle. So if you're watching, Michelle, thank you, thank you, thank you. Alrighty, guys, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to get that glued in. I will get his ears glued on, and I will get some pictures posted. Alrighty, guys, have a fantastic day.